This is IELTS speaking test. My name is DB Rayamaji. What's your name?
My name is Karuna Rana.
What can I call you?
Just call me Karuna.
Okay. Where do you come from?
I come from a small town that is in a hill, and it is located in western part of Nepal, known as Tansen Palpa.
Tansen Palpa.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you born there?
Yes, in fact I was born there.
Okay. And may I see your identification?
Yes, sure.
Okay, thank you. Now, in this part of the test, I would like to ask you some questions about traveling to work or college. How do you go to work or college?
Well, when I was in college, my college was just below my hostel, so I didn't have to travel much.
So how did you used to walk on foot, or you used to use any kind of transportation?
There was no need to use any kind of transportation, so we used to walk by foot.
Okay. Do you have any means of transportation, like a scooter or a car? Do you have any kind of means of transportation?
Yes, I do own a scooter.
Scooter. Can you drive a scooter? Can you ride a scooter?
I'm not so perfect at it, but I'm learning to ride it, and I can ride it in my village area, but not in the city where there is lots of traffic.
What about the license? Do you have license, driver license?
No, I don't have any driver's license.
But it's obviously risky driving a scooter without a license, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
However, you are driving.
Yes, I'm learning, and I try to avoid traffic.
Okay. How do you usually travel to work these days?
I am currently unemployed, so I don't travel.
You don't travel?
No.
Right. And so have you always traveled to work or college in the same way, or you have used different ways to go to your work or college?
Sometimes we used to go to the college by bus,
Okay.
but most of the time we went to our college on foot.
On foot?
Yeah.
Wow. What do you like about traveling to work or college this way? Like, as you said, you used to go walking. So did you like that?
Yes. It was not a problem. The distance was short.
Yeah.
Because of it was not much a trouble to walk.
Okay. So how did you used to go? Who did you used to walk with? You used to walk with your friends or maybe some other?
Yes,
people?
I used to walk with my friends from the same college.
Okay. So are you satisfied with the changes in transport in your country?
I don't think there has been much changes in transport in my country, but in Kathmandu I had seen that there are ways that we can book online of transport mediums, and that was what I liked about.
What do you say, traveling in the past and traveling in the present, which one is easier?
I think traveling in present is easier than it was in the past. There was not much transportation. There were not much public transports, buses. They were not available much. So mostly people, they didn't travel either, or they used to walk on foot. But recently, these days, it's very easier.
What changes do you think would improve the way you travel these days? What changes do you expect? I mean to say, what changes would you expect?
I think
so that the traveling would be much easier, no?
I think in my view, there must be some apps like Uber, Ola, that should be there in Nepal as well, so that it will be easier for those people who don't own a public their private vehicle, so that they can own ride and they can travel.
Have you ever used these kinds of ways to travel from one place to another?
Yes, I used lots of Ola and Uber rides when I was in Bangalore, India.
Oh, did you live in Bangalore?
No, I went to Bangalore for my study purpose.
Oh, that's all right. Okay, thank you. Now, in this part of the test, I'm going to give you a topic. Okay? So, you have 1 minute and you have to prepare your speech on this topic. So are you ready?
Yeah.
So here is the topic, and you have 1 minute to prepare your speech. There are some questions, and you have to prepare the entire speech. Okay, you can make notes if you like. Okay, your time starts. Okay. Okay, now you can start your speech.
So let me tell you about a piece of electronic equipment that I own and that I find useful. It is a laptop of Dell company, and it works on Windows 10, and it has iCore 5, and I learned to use this laptop, or generally say computers, when I was in my school days. My teachers, they used to teach me to learn about how to use these computers, the basics about it, like painting, typing, and later on my mother, she bought me a laptop. I think I was in class 8. That time she told me that if I score good marks in my class 8 exams, and she would buy me a laptop. And after that I got good marks and she bought me a laptop, and I learned to use it by myself. And I had a laptop in class 8, and then I used it for around a year or two, and then I stopped using it, and not using it for a longer time. The laptop stopped working, and then I didn't own any laptop till now. And recently my father, he bought me a laptop. It was about a month ago, and I've been using that laptop for a month. And why I find this piece of electronic equipment or this laptop useful means because I can do lots of work with the help of laptop. It is multitasking. I can open lots of multiple windows in the laptop, which I cannot do in my mobile phone. And there are certain websites that I cannot open, or it doesn't work properly on smartphones, which I can use it in my laptop. And I can video call my friends or relatives that lives far away from me. And also I can watch movies, play games in laptop. Overall, this laptop had made my work easier of checking mails and searching some assignments and doing work.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Well, now in this part of the test, I'm going to ask you some questions, and the questions which actually relate to part 2. First, I'm going to ask you questions about technology and housework. Do you use any kind of technologies at home?
Yes, I think the laptop, mobile phones, they are all come under technology, and I have been using them for a long time, and I know some basics.
What kinds of machines are used for housework in modern homes in your country?
In my country,
yeah.
Mostly the people they own the technological device in houses are, I think, the refrigerators.
Yeah, the
refrigerator. Other than that, people, they have mixers, grinders. They have in their house. That is the basic thing. And some houses they have ovens.
Ovens, okay. So do you think that these kinds of medicines have benefited people?
Yes, I think. This kind of machines, they make work easier. Let's talk about the mixer grinder. It was so difficult for us to grind it using the stones. We used to do it that way in the past, but now it has become easier because of those mixer grinders. And let's talk about refrigerators. Okay, when we didn't have refrigerators, our food it was wasted, because we couldn't store it, and because of the refrigerator we could store it and keep it for longer days.
So what would be the negative effects of those machines being used at home?
I think there are mostly positive effects rather than the negative effects, but there might be some negative effects to it. As all the good eat carefully, you might hurt yourself. And about the refrigerators, I don't think the refrigerator foods are that much healthy as the fresh foods.
Okay, so do you think all new modern homes will be equipped with modern machines in the future?
In my opinion, yes. As the technology is advancing and much people these days are using much more technologies, the modern houses will be having much more modern equipments.
Okay, so now let me ask you some more questions about technology in the workplace. Okay, so what kind of equipments do must workers need to use in offices today?
I think the equipment that workers must need to use in their offices today are computers, because it is trouble to document all the things using your handwritten things, and to save it, to report it, it will be a trouble for them. It is time consuming and long. Because of that, I think computers are required.
So do you think that our jobs have been influenced or affected by the use of technologies?
Yes, a lot of...
I mean, the places where we walk, you know, are influenced by the different kind of technologies. Our jobs.
Yes, I think our jobs have been affected by technologies, because these technologies have made our jobs much more easier. Internet is also a technology. Because of internet, we have lots of information in just a small matter of time.
But some people think that these kinds of technologies have put more stress on the lives of the people or the employers. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this?
I partially agree to it and partially disagree to it, because I think this technology do make people lazy, and also they have to learn about this technology, because not everyone is a tech nerd, and the I think.
Okay. And the last question I would like to ask you is: would you like to have these kinds of technologies in your workplace, or maybe in your office?
Yes, I think technologies makes life easier, and I would also like to save time rather than wasting my time on things like writing and all that kind of things. I would want to use a technology.
Okay. Thank you. This is the end of the test. Thank you very much.